Okay, from where I left off last, I believe there was two options that I was choosing from. Was to go through the Nightmare of Mensis or Upper Cathedral Ward. I'm going to start with the Nightmare of Mensis first, because there is good materials that I can get from there. Going into this place, though, it's good to have a high amount of frenzy resistance, so I really beefed up my frenzy resistance. Mostly because of that. And also, this place has a good amount of winter light. Now that I know the Augur of Greedus actually does a good bit, you know, to counter them. Oh. Off to a great start. Well, we're just gonna pretend that did not happen. Okay. Good amount of blood flow. We're just gonna nope our way past that guy. Or maybe not. Oh man, I am not doing well in this beginning portion. Man, I gotta get my shit together here. Alright. Time to get serious now. We're just going to ignore those two and avoid any complications. If you're in that light for too long, not only will your frenzy meter go up constantly, but you'll also get damage over time when the build up. Although the enemies also are affected by the same thing as well. Now, this is a fun part here. There are rock throwers all over the place. I've been followed. God. This guy's never been alone. True to the name, this place is a nightmare. Although, honestly, the beginning portion is one of the more annoying ones. Something's getting hit by the light out there. Well, whatever it was what had my blood echoes. Not, you know, that big of an issue because I have died again. Easy way to get through this early part is to just completely ignore the enemies and go through the doors. However, they will still probably chase you even when you go in the doors. But that is a risk I'm going to take. Okay. Now we come to the second part of the pain, is a room filled with nothing but spiders. Oh. I forgot that shooting them doesn't knock them down. If I remember right, there is something to make this a little bit more tolerable. Oh, shoot. That was close. Oh, yeah, bullets. That big spider is the big problem. That thing does a lot of damage. There it is. There might be an easier way to go through this. Ah, I think that's it there. That is a unique little item. Although I can't really use it right now. Okay, so you don't necessarily need to kill that big spider, because it can't fit through the doorway, so you can just move along and just completely ignore it. Oh, yeah, you'll occasionally hear that too. Just don't worry about it. That's Ludwig's Holy Blade. That was probably the easiest, you know, hunter enemy I've beaten. Didn't even get a single hit on me, which I am perfectly okay with. So, this is the first floor of the main area, Murgo's Loft. There should be a shortcut around here somewhere, which is good, because then you don't have to go through that frenzy hell again. Yellow backbone, that's ritual material. You can just ignore that. And then there's these little guys. I have no idea what they're actually called. Dwarfs. Whatever the hell they are. They're not too bad. They're mostly just, you know, in the way. But there are bigger ones that are more of a threat than they are. Some of them will throw projectiles at you, but in the beginning they just roam around and don't really do much of anything. It's really small. Oh wow, yeah, that's just what the doctor ordered. believe this is the shortcut over here. Oh, I thought that was an item. That's just the switch. Oh well. Moving on. Since Frenzy is no longer a factor, I can put the cost factor health back on, because I will be needing it shortly. As a matter of fact, going back would probably be beneficial to me as well. Not because I'm low on, you know, supplies, but because it would be a good idea to change out the runes that I have, because I don't need the frenzy resistance anymore. Should be able to get a level up out of it. Damn it! She's always in the spot I don't want her to be. Come on.
Welcome home. What is it you... Very well. Let me stand.
Yeah, just a little off from managing to get another one. Let's see. More health never hurt.
Farewell. May you...
Gonna need that health once Old Hunters begins. That's for sure. Might as well load up on my... Let's see how blood vial count is. It's okay. I'll keep what I have. I'm gonna be a little greedy. Yeah. Yeah, Murgo's Loft is the one where the elevator leaves off. Now, the next portion here is we're going to be proceeding to a boss, which is widely regarded as probably the most irritating one. Not because of it being hard, but because of it being annoying. It's not the worst boss in the game, by any means. That's still the Witch's Appendix. It's just on, you know, multiple playthroughs, it's still quite irritating just to deal with. And if you're a speedrunner, woo boy, it is probably the most irritating one to deal with. Never really interested in the speedrunning. I just probably wouldn't have the patience for it. I like enjoying the game I play, not, you know, making it down to, you know, like a formula of, you know, glitches and, you know, using particular strategies over and over again. Okay, these are the bigger guys that you have to deal with here. And you can, in fact, parry them. Yeah, Rapid Poison, another of the few enemies that uses it. They're not overly difficult to deal with. The chain is a little bit tough to deal with, but it's not that difficult. Although they are difficult to stagger. Ow. Yeah, I'm really not doing well with it. Oh. Man, I have to stop being so careful. This guy isn't too bad to deal with, then dies anyhow. I'm just a little overconfident here. Alright. good idea to send the elevator back down, you know, just in case you don't have to wait as long. I did forget that there is an item over here. It's just blue elixir. Not that important. At least it's not lead elixirs. You can at least use blue elixirs for something. Alright. I'm gonna try this again. Definitely have to be careful, like, where you're hopping around in this spot, though, because there are pits that you will drop down to and die from. Okay. Now that is over with. Yeah, these are the pits that you don't want to get stuck falling in. Now this is the point where I think these guys will start throwing stuff at you. Yeah, it is. It's like rapid. Oh, god damn it. Oh. For all intents and purposes, you can ignore these enemies and go right up the elevator. Because there really isn't any necessity to getting rid of them. Which is probably what I'm going to do, because I do not seem to be doing too well against them for some reason. So, yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to ignore these guys and move along here. That chain is really a pain in the ass. Pick this up quick. Oh, wow, I was just talking about lead elixirs, and boy, did it deliver. Alright, well, yeah, we're just gonna look at so, I did leave a good amount of blood echoes down. Setting. You can, in fact, use the environment to your advantage, because they only go so far. Ow. Once the butcher guy is out of the way, and of course the chain hits me through the wall. Alright, now we're done messing around with that. Alright. I don't know why. Alright, I got what I need. Now we can move on. Ah, right, we still gotta go through this part yet. There's a little bit of a modification to our favorite enemy, the crows. They now have dog heads. And vice versa. The dogs have crow heads instead. Quite horrific. They took the two most annoying enemies and spliced them together. Why? They just did. No reason. They have the hitboxes of the dogs, too, which is even more irritating. Although they are still weak to blood attacks. I am not gonna die to a dog. I've already died enough to bloodstone chunks will be good. You can get a good amount of them in here. The benefit of going through this place. Well. Oh, sweet, merciful Lord. This is just not my day. Ay, 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 ay. Normally the Nightmare of Mensis isn't that bad, but I don't know what is up with it today. I just must be out of my element. The most shameful display so far. This is the kind of performance I would expect out of myself when I get to the Old Hunter Nightmare. But this is just very poor performance. Please go away. Alright. What the? How did you get up there? Where the hell are my blood echoes? Yeah, I didn't friggin' fall this time, thankfully. I don't even know what's there, but it has to be something decent. For the effort you have to friggin' get over there. Oh, there's the blood echoes, okay. Of course. I ain't losing all that just to fall to my death in this stupid cage over here. Watch it be something useless like fucking pebbles or something. I will get this eventually. There. Jeez. Okay, it's a... yeah, that's probably a good one, so it is worth the effort. Good news, this opens up a shortcut over here. It'll take us down to the base of Murgo's Loft, so we don't have to, you know, disgracefully die going through the main portion again. Given that, I am gonna continue on. There's not much use in me going back. I'll wait until I either die or beat this boss up ahead to put the new gemstone in, because I'm sure it'll be a good one. Most of the ones you find in here are of good value. Ah, yeah, there's these guys. Annoying puppets. Very annoying. Not hard, just annoying. And here we go.
Ah, cause. Or some say cosm. Do you hear our prayers? No, we shall not abandon the dream. No one can catch us. No one can stop us now.
And now the chase begins. Gotta go after Mikolash. You have to lure Mikolash into a room that he can't get out of, otherwise you just have to... he'll just keep running around in the same area over and over again. You can hit him a little bit like this just to get some chip damage in, but he'll just keep on running in circles. Yeah, that's the room you have to trap him in, and then you gotta go around. Or not in this case. Then you have to fight him with his little puppets. He doesn't have weapons. He uses the Augur of Abretus, though, which can, you know, do a good chunk of damage, but it is relatively easy to avoid. He also will punch you, too, which doesn't do a lot of damage, obviously. This part is easy to do here. You just keep whittling him down until you get about halfway. Ow. Okay, well, that was an odd exchange.
Oh, majestic! A hunter is a hunter even in a dream. But alas, not too fast. Nightmare swirls and churns unending.
You gotta go to the next portion. There's not like a timer or anything, so you can take your time going to the next part. There is some stuff to obtain through here. Just pygmy guys again. And the whole time Mikolash is just gonna spout out nonsense about war and all that. Sedatives. This part's annoying. You have to deal with this big guy. The Augur actually knocks that guy over. The Augur of Abretus is just good to have, just for the fact that it can knock people down. Ah, upgraded moon rune. Yeah, that's a nice thing to have. What Mikolash said about Rom was basically there was a great one named Kosh who granted Rom insight to ascend into a great one itself. So that's an implication that Rom was indeed one of the people at one point and became a spider. Ooh, 8 blood vials. Ah, that's nice. Dirty.
Cos. Or some say cosm.
Ah, there he is.
You prayers.
He'll start repeating himself after a while. This other part is a little annoying. You gotta go a specific way to get him trapped. There he is. Oh, that's the way. However, yeah, he locks himself in. Then you gotta go up above and drop down into the location where he's at. Unfortunately, this second portion isn't as easy as the first, because he will start casting a Call Beyond, and it does an outrageous amount of damage if multiple bolts hit you. That's why I have the Tomb Prospector stuff on and the Arcane Room, so I at least survive maybe a couple. Because he will just nuke your health with it. So whenever you see him attempting to channel a Call Beyond, it is imperative that you disrupt it. Like right there, it wasn't quick enough, but I was able to avoid the attack. You can sometimes interrupt him by shooting him. Yeah, there you go. Okay.
Oh, now I'm waking up. I'll forget everything.
Yeah, that's the thing that sucks about Mikolash in that part, is that he is dead in the real world. You see his withered body that teleports you to the nightmare, so he only existed in this nightmare, in consciousness. Now that you destroyed him in this nightmare, he'll return to the real world where he's already dead. Although Mikolash was, you know, the host of the nightmare, he's not the actual anchor that, you know, is keeping this plane in existence. That's further ahead. He's just the one who summoned it. He's not the host of it, like, truly. No, the host of a nightmare is always a great one. So, we have to go further in to get to that part. And that's where we're going to take a little bit of a detour once I go back, because this is an insane amount of blood echoes that I do not want to lose. Oh, what was this? Okay. There is a lantern up ahead for the middle portion of Murgo's Loft, so once I... Alright, here we are. Yeah, once we get over here. Should be able to level up a good amount of times off of this. I can take off that arcane rune now too. The next portion we are going to want... We are definitely going to want Frenzy Resistance. How you get the third tier of each rune, though, is not the easiest thing, because if you can't get it normally, like I know how to get the really good version of the Moon Rune, but like all these other ones that give you resistances, you can only get them by doing really like high tier Root Chalice dungeons, which are the ones that are randomly generated. So, to get the insanely good ones, you have to work quite a bit to get them. have to throw on the Ash Hunter garb. Although I'm gonna keep the Prospector hood on just because I don't like the helm, the hat of the Ashen Hunter garb. But it'll work.
Welcome. What is it, Hugh? Very well. Let me stand.
Let's see. 1, 2, 3. 3 level ups. That's a lot of HP. It's a very tempting thing. However, I'm just gonna do this. That seems to be a good amount. You know what? I'll upgrade the arcane. I'll spend the rest on blood vials, because I did waste a large amount pissing around in the nightmare. Yeah, that's good. And get a bullet too. Because why not? Okay, so now we can go back to Murgo's loft. And we're going to take a little bit of a detour, because I need to go get the blood rock to finish the burial blade up. There's also other stuff that I want to get while I'm doing this as well. I think there's a blood... I forgot about the blood gem. Hopefully I'll remember about it next time, because I don't feel like going back just to put that in again. This next part is a little... not tricky, but it takes a little bit of time to get down. That is actually where... part of where we're gonna need to go is that scary place down there. You see the Winter Lantern walking around. That's why we want the frenzy resistance, because we're gonna be doing that. The first thing is first. Oh, alright, that's not the shortcut we need. This is the shortcut we need. It'll take us down to this portion. So an easier shortcut is just taking these cages to go up to the next part. I'm gonna send that down. And now this is the tricky part. While it goes up, there's a small window that you can go through to get to another part of the level. It's right here. If you fall, you will die. It's easier to go up than it is down, because there's a little bit of a threshold when you're going down. You can partially hit the top, and it will cause you to fall and die. But now that we're in here, we should be okay for now. There's a good amount of stuff that we can get here. Oh, inflicted organ, that's Chalice Dungeon stuff again. And now we need to be careful with the Winter Lanterns here. Yeah. And we have a good amount of frenzy resistance, though. I'm gonna try to... Oh, wow. Wow. That thing really doesn't like me right now. Knock it down. Switch to the sedative. And there we go. That actually worked out pretty well. I've played through this a couple of times. I never knew the auger can knock down Winter Lanterns. That makes them significantly less dangerous. Because if they grab you, you pretty much will get frenzy popped. Unless you are insanely quick and have a high amount of resistance and can get that sedative off. But even still, that's quite tricky. Whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. I'm probably gonna have to pop the sedative. It'll take way too long for it to go back down naturally. Now there's two of them here, and that's the part that's really dangerous. One's enough to handle on your own. Two. Pop the sedative. Yeah, dealing with these things, especially here, it's quite annoying. Oh, I missed it. Oh, no, that's not good. I might be able to survive this, but I'm gonna get frenzy popped. Wait, hang on, I might be able to. Oh, I missed. Alright. Pop the sedative. Oh, man. Oh, shit, it's falling. Wow, I didn't... Come on, get off, get off. Gotta hit the sedative. Good lord. Now, this is what it normally feels like dealing with these things. Just a constant pain. Oh my god. Cursed Sharp Damp Blood Gem. That's probably gonna be really good for me. Alright. Whew. Man, was that a pain. I pretty much used almost all of my sedatives for that, too. That's the worst part, too, is if you're going through here and you use a lot of sedatives and you still can't get through. Then you're in trouble. Oh, and also, yes, these spiders do have the facial patches. That rat has. Although they have like a bowl-type haircut, it's kind of weird. I have like the face of Mandark or something from friggin' Dexter's Lab. Alright, now... what those winter lanterns were guarding, you're probably wondering why there's 3 of them in a small area like that. Well, they were guarding something very important, is this switch here. And if you look ahead, that is the thing that was causing the frenzy light at the beginning of the level. And now, what we're going to do is, we're going to solve that problem. Ooh. It is a giant brain. Hooray! And it's gone. We do not have to deal with that piece of shit anymore. So now we can go back to the beginning of the level if we wanted to without dealing with the frenzy buildup like that. If we wanted to. Oh, that's right. There's a winter lantern over here. Our work is not yet done. However, I am gonna, like, leave it alone for now. I can get a better bearing on it. Arcane Damp Blood Gem. Yeah, there's an all insight here. Just Great One's wisdom everywhere. Because that was pretty much in the proximity of the brain, so anything that came through here was pretty much reduced to a shriveling husk. So it makes sense. Damp Blood Tinge Gem. That's good if you're doing a Blood Tinge build, or it's good for the pistol that you're or the gun that you are using as well. Oh, that is a locked door. Well, I guess we're not going that way. Now there is a drop-off point over here. that takes you back. However, I do want to go deal with that winter lantern. I have at least 3 sedatives, so that should be enough to deal with it. I do believe it is guarding something, so I'm gonna wait for it to go by and try to sneak around. Oh, and there's spiders. And then wait for it to go away. Unless it's just gonna stand there the whole time, which it probably will. Oh no, it won't. Okay. We're gonna have to be very careful going across this beam. We're gonna knock you over. And kill it. Alright, that worked out well. I'm making up for my awful performance in the beginning by fighting off the winter lanterns quite efficiently, which usually does not happen. Now this here, the choir bell, that's a hunter tool, and it's a pretty unique one. If I can use it, I can. So... Alright, I'm gonna equip it quick just to show it off. Oh, this isn't the one I think it is. Yeah, this is good for cooperative play because it grants healing to all people that are in the area. So this isn't good for online. This is good for online play. It also heals you too. So it's a small way of like healing, you know, by using bullets. Although it uses an insane amount, it uses 7. So you can't really use it that much. At most, if you have like the Odin rune, it give you extra bullets, you could use it like 3 times, and that's about it. So yeah, not exactly the most ideal weapon to use. Oh, that reminds me, the Shaman Bone Blade. This is a very useful weapon, specifically for dealing with enemies that are surrounded by others. You can hit enemies with it, and it'll make them attack each other. So, like with that big spider, if you hit the big spider with this, it would start attacking the other spiders, and they would also turn on it as well. There's a really immeasurably useful, and we will probably get to that a good deal later. So now, the whole purpose of coming this way was to obtain an item that lies at the base of this area where the Brain of Mensis, as it's called, was kept. We're gonna drop down here. And we're gonna grab this. And that's the Blood Rock. That's what we need to round out our build now. And that is the pit where it fell down. And now we can move along. And we're back at the beginning of Morgo's Law. Oh, there's actually nothing over there. Got some light. Alright, we're gonna go back and fully upgrade the burial blade and also see what gems we picked up because, you know, it's gonna be really good. And also I can take off these frenzy runes because we won't be dealing with the winter lanterns anymore. That was pretty much the portion that you would need the most frenzy resistance in the game because you won't run into areas like that again, so that was pretty much the worst of it when it comes to the frenzy. But I mean, it is guarding the item that fully upgrades your weapon, so that's not surprising that you have to work pretty hard to get it. And we're gonna put a that back on, and I don't know what I want for the last one. Because the next part, we really don't need resistances. I guess we'll just put on the moon rune, or communion. Yeah, you know what? I think we'll do communion. The extra blood vials would kind of be useful for these next couple areas. Alright, there we are. Fully upgraded burial blade. Still don't want to use these bloodstone chunks on the Tonitrus because they still don't have that many for, you know, another weapon. So now we're going to see what we obtained. That's really good, but it drops down the arcane damage a little bit, but that's not that bad. That increases it, but it makes the physical attack go down a good bit. This one has an odd trade-off. It increases the skill scaling up to an A, but it lowers the attack value, so it's kind of a weird one to use. This one is just inherently better. That one's really good. The arcane one, that increases it by a large amount, so... Nah, that's still not good. It increases the skill. If I had better skill amount, that might not be bad, but it just doesn't seem that good right now. Yeah, even this one, it's cursed, but it just doesn't seem useful. Yeah, we're just gonna leave it where it's at. Maybe the cursed one will be good if I can put it in that. Yes, that's better. That's much better. But it lowers the bolt attack down by a weirdly, just a stupid amount. Probably because I have a good bolt gem in this already. Alright, that's not bad. This is the boring maintenance work of the game, where you're just trying to debate on what gems to put in what. That increases it to a D, but it's not that good overall. Yeah. This is fine where it's at. Well, obviously that's good for that purpose. Oh yeah, I'm gonna put an arcane gem in my gun, because that's really gonna be helpful. It's just the stupid stuff you can do. Now, the other thing, too, is I think I can buy blood rocks from the... No, not yet. You can eventually buy blood rocks, and they're, like, insanely expensive, but with the amount of insight that I have, you know, stored up in inventory, I can definitely do it. Now, what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna buy some extra blood vials to top off the extra 3 that I had. And the rest I'll just, you know, use for leveling up a little more. Probably just one more time.
What is it? Very well. Let me stand.
Yeah. I'm gonna level up the skill.
Farewell, good. May you find...
Yeah. So, I have some sedatives stored, which I will probably take them out of storage just to, like, you know, in case I go to an area where I'm going to need them again. Yeah, this is to take them out of storage. Your blood vials and all that automatically, go back up and all that. So if you have a bunch stored up, those poison knives will become really useful for one specific part that I actually might go do now just to see if I can manage to pull it off. If that's the case, I'm probably gonna wanna store up my blood vials because this isn't gonna go well at all. I'm gonna go fight the Bloody Crow of Canehurst, which means I'm gonna need something with high blood defense, which I don't think I really have. Yeah, blood defense. The Ashen Guard is actually good for that, surprisingly. Tomb Prospector. Yeah, it's weird how certain values are better than... Oh, that's good. Now what's this? Not bad. The hood's actually good for the physical defenses and the other ones. So yeah, it was well worth going to the Nightmare of Mensis just to get a good couple of blood gems, the blood rock, and all that other stuff. Pretty much, it's what you absolutely want to do before even thinking about going into the Old Hunters. Because you will get chewed up and spit out in that place. It's like a whole nother realm to deal with. Oh, right. Well, I guess we better go take care of this part, too. Yeah, Ariana's missing, and we're gonna follow a blood trail down here. And... yeah.
It can't be. This is a nightmare.
So, yeah, when she wasn't feeling well before, yeah, she was pregnant and gave birth to that. And we're going to kill her. And also her by extension. Because it drops a umbilical cord. And we get her shoes. Because, that's the one thing you want to take off of a woman when you kill her is her shoes. I mean, it's probably better than living with the fact that you just gave birth to a monster. So, yeah. Every great one loses its child and then yearns for a surrogate, and Odin, or Odeon, however you want to say it. The formless great one is no different. It was corrupted blood that became this Eldritch liaison. And we're gonna use that. It's 2 of 3 umbilical cords. So yeah, she was impregnated by the formless great one, which is Odin, which is the chapel that we're in technically. So it makes sense. Yeah, she's still insane. So yeah, nothing good comes of that. Oh, right. We're gonna be equipping these poison knives for this next part. Okay. That little bit of a health boost will be really useful because you need every single health point you can get for this part. And there's Eileen, not looking too good.
Is that you again? I'm afraid I've made a bit of a blunder. I'm just going to have a short rest, though. Don't worry. No more dreams for me. This is my last chance. What a fool I am. I'll have to tread carefully, but that thing still lies in wait. Turn back. This is my score to settle.
Yeah, so she failed in killing the Bloody Crow of Canehurst. And we're gonna have to try to do what she couldn't. Now this enemy is quite difficult. He makes good use of the old hunter bone too, one of the few enemies too in the game. Poisoning him is quite useful because it does help with chunking him down. He has a lot of HP. He also has the only enemy in the game to use the Chicago, which is a very powerful weapon. I think we've poisoned him. Yeah, we did. Either that or just because he's using the Chikage's blood form, which might be the case. Oof. Yeah, he can also inflict rapid poison, but that's not because of the weapon itself, it's just because of the thing that he has. He is also capable of healing himself too. An annoying trait. That gun also can do a ridiculous amount of damage, and if he parries you, you will more than likely die. So you have to be very careful when dealing with him. Oh, and he can also throw numbing mist too. Yeah, that gun does a lot of damage. It's stupid. Pretty sure it's the repeating pistol too, so it like fires like 2 bullets. And an enemy that's not limited to blood, you know, that's not limited to the same constraints that you are. As the fight goes on, he will start using the gun a lot more because it's like the game knows that it needs to try and do everything it can to beat you. I didn't actually expect that to work. Yeah, the old hunter bone is a very dangerous thing to contend with. So it's best to wait until it wears off to try and attack him. Or when he uses something like the numbing mist. Oh, crap. Well, I can't heal now. This is a dangerous spot I'm in. I'm just gonna try and wait it out. Because I don't want to get hit and not be able to heal. Oh, I can't use the blood of Adela either. Well, that sucks. Oof. Alright. Ooh. That could have been bad. Yep, he's spamming the gun. Oh my god, I can't believe I beat him on my first try. I don't think I've ever done that. Whew. Blood Rapture. Yeah, and you get a unique rune off of it too. Man. That was rough. Now you can teleport to the Grand Cathedral again, but... whew. It never goes that well. Yeah, using the poison knives is really, really good, because if you poison him and he uses the Chikage's blood form, it will significantly lower his HP and make the fight a bit easier.
Don't you ever listen to your elders?
Hell no.
No matter. You did save my life. I don't seem to be apt for this life anymore. My glory days were long ago now. I know. Here. For you.
So, yeah, you get the Crow Hunter badge from her and the Hunter rune, which we will definitely put on when we go back.
This too is Hunter's work. But it bears no honor. A burden you may choose to carry. The decision is yours alone. Oh. My eyes grow heavy. Let me rest a while. I'll be fine.
Well, you can go away, and when you come back, she won't be there, so it's hard to tell if she did in fact die, or if she recovered and had just given up the life and moved on. I hope it's the latter, because Eileen is one of the more interesting characters, because she is right. You can imagine trying to track down hunters who have gone insane and lost themselves to the blood, and trying to, you know, kill them. It is more than likely a thankless work. Probably very scrutinized as well. So what the Crow Hunter badge allows us to get is you can purchase Eileen's armor, the Crow Feather Garb, which looks great. And it does have good, you know, blood defense as well, because go figure, you know, good blood defense after you have to deal with an enemy that entirely uses it. And also... Oh, that's a gun. Whoops. Yeah, you can get the Blade of Mercy, which is an incredibly good skill weapon. It splits into two when it's activated. And like the Burial Blade, it has a little bit of an arcane, you know, damage type to it, so you can't buff it either. It has really short range, but if you like quick attacking weapons, that's gonna be what you will want to use. Now we're gonna go over to this here. So the Hunter rune, stamina recovery speed up, which, I mean, that's just self-explanatory. It's just good to have, period. Well, now that that's done, I suppose we can go through the rest of Murgo's loft. Once again made up for the fact that I died so many times to the beginning of this by beating the Crow of Canehurst on the first go. It's like when I first started the game, I died to the Cleric Beast and Gascoigne once, and then I beat the next few on my first try. It was just like completely backwards. That's how this whole playthrough feels for me. It's just like I'm doing it all completely backwards. I'm doing insanely good on things that I shouldn't be, and I'm dying to things that I shouldn't be. I guess that's the trade-off. I definitely don't think that's going to be the case when it comes to the old hunters, though. I'm going to do probably just as good as I normally do in that, which is I will die quite a few times. Especially to Ludwig. I always, every time I manage to struggle against him no matter what. Oh, bloodstone chunks. Nice. A little bit of a secret way you can go through here. If you go this way... Oh wait, no, that's up there. Right idea, wrong way. Yep, and I'm gonna go this way. Yeah. Oh. I don't need the Ashen Garb on anymore. More bloodstone chunks are going to be useful. These are, in fact, the Shadows of Yarn from the Forbidden Woods. There's more of them now. Of the 3 types that there are. But they don't turn into snakes this time. Good news. A good amount of bloodstone chunks coming from this way, which is good, because you won't really get much more outside of the old hunters, which I don't recall if they actually give you that many either. It's been too... Ooh. And there's 4 of them over there. And pigs. More pigs. Our favorite thing. Right up we go. Never gets old. Oh, it's not dead. There it survives. This is one of the better places to farm blood vials, because there's a good amount of pigs that you can kill, and they usually drop them. Right up. Also, you can get a good amount of blood echoes just from going through this spot as well. Yeah, so there's 3 pig enemies in this run. Going through the other path avoids them. But they're not difficult. They still do a good bit of damage, yeah. But they're just as easy as they take care of as they were at the beginning. Although they have eyes all over their face now, so... like every nightmare, it still looks like freaky as hell. Alright, guess we can move along from here. We can go deal with the shadows. Another blood gem. I'm gonna see what that does once we go back after dealing with the shadows. I'm just gonna... Ooh, close. Oh, damn. I didn't expect that kind of damage output. I suppose my streak of stupid luck is over now. That's okay. Damn baby won't shut up either. We're not gonna go the other route. We're just gonna deal with the pigs right away. This one doesn't even see us. An easy one to deal with. 9,450 blood echoes. So they do give you a good amount. Try to draw one of them out. Oh, never mind. Here it comes. Ooh. Yeah, they still do a lot of damage with that charge. Uh-oh. This isn't good. This isn't good. I can't go that way. Can they? Ah, crap, I'm stuck. Oh no, there's an opening. There's an opening. Get out! Get out! Oh boy. Whew! That was bad. Gotta deal with one. Danger zone. Stuck. That could have gotten ugly. I thought you could have gone over that little ledge there, and it's just like, no. You might be able to jump over it. Nope. Yeah, it very deceiving. Can't drop down from there. Alright, good. They don't inherit blood echoes, the shadows. A good amount there. This is a good place to get a lot of them as well. Taking care of one of them right away, quite useful. Ooh. Alright, I think we're dealing with this last one shouldn't be too tough. Nice. Oh, blood vials. Always will take them. Alright. There's Queen Yarnum again. She's clearly upset about something. Hey, Yosefka's blood vial. No idea why that's there. That's one thing that's never made any sense, was just that. Alright, we're gonna go back to the Hunter's Dream to prep for the next boss. The penultimate final boss. Gotta get these cages all in sort. I could have just used a hunter mark to go back, but yeah. I'm just gonna be coming back this way anyhow, so might as well get them all in sort. See if we got any new blood gems that we might be able to use. It doesn't look like it. At least not for this. not for that. Maybe the Tonitrus. Ooh. Wow. That's really good. Oh man, that's better for the Tonitrus more than anything. Damn. Yeah, that's quite nice. The Tonitrus has a good amount of bolt damage, for sure. As a matter of fact, since I have a good amount of bloodstone chunks now, I'm going to upgrade this at least once. Yeah. So, let's see, how many chunks do I still need? Is 8. Okay, I still have enough to upgrade something all the way up. That's what I want. I didn't want to, like, overcommit and not be able to upgrade another weapon properly to a blood rock amount. Because I think you need 16. Yeah, you need 16 bloodstone chunks, because it's 3, 5, and then 8. So I have 17, so I do have enough. Could always just buy the chunks, but that's expensive. I'd rather not do that. Want to be able to get another blood rock at some point. Yeah, the Tonitrus is, you know, getting better. Slowly but surely. Use 2 of these.
Welcome. What is... Very well. Let me...
Yeah, that seems to be good.
Farewell, good. May you...
Preparations seem to be going nicely. Buy more blood vials, as we will need them. I'm gonna go back to Murgo's loft and finish the last bit of this area up. Before I do anything, though, I'm gonna go use the bathroom, because I do not want to have to piss myself, you know, while I'm doing the boss. So I'll be right back. And I'm back. That's much better. Got myself a little bit of a drink too, and I just went up the wrong elevator. Alright. Hope you guys like elevators, because this place is just nothing but elevators. And last but not least, this one. Now, we're gonna come to the last part here. Why Yharnam is here. I'll explain that in a moment. She was much like Ariana. She's the Temerian Queen. She was chosen to bear the child of a great one of unknown, origin. And it didn't go well, if you can't tell by the stain on her dress. So her child was named Murgo, and it became an infant great one. It's assumed that Murgo passed away, but like all great ones, its consciousness still existed. And what ended up happening is the School of Mensis wanted an audience with Murgo. I don't know why you would want an audience with an infant. And so it beckoned Murgo's consciousness and created this nightmare where Murgo is now trapped. So Yharnam is basically upset that its child is trapped in this nightmare and is not free. And this is where the rest of the School of Mensis is, pretty much. They're all dead. Dead in mind and in body. And so we must deal with Murgo and its guardian. The Wet Nurse is assumed to be a great one in itself, and it's tasked with guarding Murgo. So that's why it's often like. Especially just that, like, walking attack. Oh. I guess there's the next part. Oh yeah. There's like illusions of the Wet Nurse that show up. So, and it hurts you too. Not so much an illusion as it well. It does eventually wear off, though. You have to restore it. This isn't the hardest boss, but it is deceiving with how much damage it can do. Some of its attacks are easy to avoid, but it, like that one will do a lot of damage and knock you up as well. Oh, there we go. Oh no, it just teleported. Oh, over there. Oh, I staggered. I was not expecting that. Alright, I should be able to finish it. Yeah. Like I said, it's not the hardest boss, but it can definitely surprise you. Well, pretty sure we just murdered a baby. There's some debate whether or not you kill Murgo after the wet nurse has died, because Murgo's obviously, you know, being protected by it. So, pretty sure you kill it. You would do, however, release it from the nightmare, so in a way, yeah, Yarnum disappears as well. Well, pretty sure she would. It's one of those cases where you free it from, you know, being trapped. So I guess that's like a mercy in a way. Whether or not you want to take that up, you know, morally or not, is up to you. That was pretty much the whole purpose of the hunt, was to dispel the nightmare of Menses and defeat Murgo. And as we come back to the Hunter Green, the building is on fire.
Good hunter, you have come. Dawn will soon break. This night and this dream will end. Gammon awaits you at the foot of the great tree.
Yeah, so...
Very well, let me...
Can level up twice. And put it in skill.
Farewell, good hunt. May you find you.
So, the next part of the main story will take place over here. There's a gate over there that's pretty much closed the whole game. We need to go over there at some point. However, we're gonna get locked into the end of the game, so we're not gonna do it, you know, for a little while. There is some other stuff we still need to take care of. And the Blood Rock is available now, so we can purchase that. Which, I think I'm going to. Because I won't have another Blood Rock for a while, so... I still have plenty of insight stored up if I need any more. So that's not an issue at all. Alright. Alright, Upper Cathedral Ward is next. It's only really 3 more areas. You got Upper Cathedral Ward, Castle Canehurst, and the Hunter's Nightmare. Canehurst, I don't need anything from there, really, so I'm probably just gonna do that last. Do I need to kill these things? Great Lake. So this is the headquarters of the choir, the highest rank of the youth. You can see what sort of weird stuff that they were into. You don't really get a whole lot from killing these things, but forgot about the pros. I try to forget about them every time I play them. Oh, I thought that one was bad. Oh yeah, there's another scythe guy up here. Yeah, there's only two, really. Yeah, that's nice. Ooh. Whoops. I have been deceived. Oh, that was dominating. Alright. We're not gonna get it deceived by this. Alright, well. Revenge. Oh, brain suckers. Jesus. Cool. Yeah, so that's the choir garb. It's pretty much has the highest arcane resistance in the game. Yeah. It's absurd arcane defense. Looks kind of weird too. Like, it's not the worst, but it is a little funky looking. I'll at least put on the gloves to make arcane a little bit better. And the... yeah, that's fine. It's hard to see, and it's dark in here, so using a torch isn't a bad idea. Blue-eyed werewolves. Odd enemy in this area particularly. Try this here. There's 3 of them down there. Drawing out one at a time is definitely a good idea. There's 3 of them at the same time. You can easily use one. That's why I use the elixir to hide myself a little bit better. Yep, now that it wore off. Use another one here. See if I can draw one away. If possible. A cautious approach is never a bad thing. Alright, good. Seems I got one to follow. Ooh. Ow. Alright, that's 2 down. Yeah, bloodstone shards, just what you need at this portion of the game. Alright. That went pretty well. Now you need to be careful with this next part, though, because just because the wolves are dead doesn't mean danger's over. That's why. They're not bloodsuckers, brain suckers everywhere in here. Ooh, Shaman Bone Blade. That's nice. So you gotta be careful around these corners, because they like to hide back there, and you don't want to get grabbed unnecessarily by them, that's for sure. You see there's one down at the end of the hallway here. Gonna try to trap us. A bolt weapon, or a blood weapon in this particular area is really, really good. The blindfold cap, that's pretty much the headset for the choir garb. It's like modeled after Master Willem's, you know, thing. If you noticed when you met him, he was basically wearing a blindfold. It's like a symbol of insight or something like that. Uh-oh. Well, that sucks. No pun intended, honest. Now there's 2 of them, so I gotta start rolling around here. I did not want to jump there, but it ends up working out. Yeah, you gotta kill them anyhow to get the key. We will go out there shortly. There's still a little bit of exploring I need to do on the bottom level. Oh, there's another werewolf. Huh. Thought I had gotten them all. Alright, I stand corrected. There's 4 of them in here. I just completely missed that one. Oh, thought I heard something. That could have been bad. Alright. Cosmic Eye Watcher Badge. I do not remember what that gives you. Ritual Blood 5. Yeah, it's the orphanage key. That'll take you back here. Let you open up the door to the lantern, so you don't have to go all the way around through all that nonsense again. So yeah, it takes you back here. A nice little shortcut. Now we need to get back up to that upper section, though. which won't take long. I believe you just have to go this way. Okay, now this here, you get the make contact gesture. It's funny, but it does have a particular purpose. Which, oh yeah, that's right, I forgot about that. Yeah, that we'll have to use that a little bit later when we have to go back to the Nightmare of Mensis. There is, in fact, one thing I forgot to do while I was there. Alright, well, time to move on now. And do the loop-de-loop. Gotta remember the fact that I have the old hunter bone. It's an incredibly useful tool, and I just kind of forget I have it. I really haven't needed to use it lately. It would have been good to use against the Crow of Canehurst, but I did not need it. And up ahead here, we're gonna be dealing with the second easiest boss of the game, the Celestial Emissary. This is a mob boss. As everybody knows, the mob bosses are not difficult in the game, in any of the Souls games. The only one that doesn't attack you is the real one. The others are just in the way. Until you get halfway. Then it gets big. However, it's still pretty easy to fight. You just clear out the little ones and just focus on the big guy. It can still hurt you pretty easily, however, it's still not. It's pretty easy to dodge attacks on the fight. Yeah, especially with a bolt weapon, it just goes down very easily. And you get the upgraded communion room from doing that. Now comes the part that actually is the important part. Make sure there's nothing around here first. No, there isn't. Alright. Then go back and prep for this fight, because I definitely will need to. Up next will be, you're gonna go right into another boss fight right away, so that was just all hurdle to get ready for the real part. Probably one of my favorite bosses of the game too, of the main game at least. Yeah, so that one is better. It's the third tier of the communion room. So now you can have 4 extra blood vials. Better repair the Tonitrus, because I probably wore it down pretty good. I don't think I can upgrade this. No, I can't. Nor do I want to. I'm gonna go buy a single blood vial to top myself off.
Gammon awaits. Go.
Yeah, she'll be saying that for
Very well,
until they actually do it. Increase the make arcane 25 just for rounding it out.
Farewell, good happening.
And not enough. How much do I actually need now to level up now? Probably like 30,000 plus.
Very well. Let me.
Yeah, 38. Holy crap. Yeah, we're gonna Right, I'm actually gonna get bullets because I'm gonna start using the hunter bone a lot more. So yeah, we're definitely gonna need that. Yeah, now that there's the lumen flower gardens. The next part is gonna be fun. More of these little things. Abominations that they are. You can pretty much just ignore them, though. They're not going to do much. Here is a call beyond. The highest arcane hunter tool. So, you've seen what it can do already. However, it costs 7 Quicksilver bullets to use and 40 arcane in order to use it. It does not do as much damage as you would like it to. It is really not worth what it is. So if you're doing a high arcane build, I would recommend not bothering, you know, using that. Unless you really want to, just to make it look cool. It has a pretty high channel casting time, and it could get interrupted easily, and it doesn't do as much damage as you would like it to, so that's all you. Now, if you look, we're at the top of the Grand Cathedral, so we're back into the main section of Cathedral Ward. These things, yes. This is going to take us down underneath the cathedral. Gonna find one of the biggest secrets of the healing church down here. Not these. The Altar of Despair. It's a pretty interesting location. So this is under the Grand Cathedral of the Healing Church. And that is a great one. It isn't hostile inherently. So this is the Left Behind Great One Abreus. This is what the choir has been worshipping. And yeah. So it's pretty much just down here underneath the Grand Cathedral, just minding its own business. However, we gotta fight it. Well, we don't have to, but we're going to. This... I love this boss as far as, like, everything about it goes. Its head is, in fact, its weak point if you can manage to get there. That charge is a little tough to engage. Opportunity to get some hits on its head. Engage that well. It has a good variety of attacks, so prepping for this fight is a little different, because it has good range as far as its attacks go. Like that technical smack. There we go. Nice. You can go up to its head, get a visceral attack off. A good amount of damage there. Oof. I don't think it liked that. It can reposition itself pretty easily. You don't want to get hit by that blood spray because it'll cause frenzy. Definitely don't let it grab you either, because I don't think I've ever survived to get the grab attack. It's easy to avoid the grab attack though. Ow. That charge gets me so much. Oh, next phase. You can get some good hits on its head as it's going to get. Ooh, and also get hit by its head too. This next part is pretty dangerous. That energy field will slowly sap your health while you're in it. That's not the worst part about it. Oh no! No. Yep, I'm dead. I'm more than likely dead. Yep. Yeah, it eats you. Oh man. Yeah, it sucks if you can manage to get grabbed by that. You pretty much will die 100% of the time. Because if you manage to survive getting eaten by it, it causes frenzy on top of that, so there's almost no guarantee you're gonna live. The reason I'm not using the Burial Blade is because I'm pretty sure Breedis has high arcane defense, so the Tonitrus will technically do more damage to her than the Burial Blade will, even though its range is going to be better. Especially if I can hit it in the head. That's where the big damage is going to lie. So this is generally a pretty tough boss, so dying a few times to it is nothing to be ashamed of. It'll automatically be hostile the next time you go into the fight. I have no idea how I didn't hit its head at all during that. That was just very poor performance. Okay. Use of the old hunter bone would actually be quite good in this case too, because you'd be able to dodge a lot of its attacks easily. So I will actually attempt to do that. The Augur of Abredis, which also is what the tool is named after. always get clipped at the end on that. 4. Lot of damage. Oh man, I... Oh. Fuck. Alright, good. Yeah. Should be going into the next phase here. Yep. Yeah, the old hunter bone dodges are good for getting out of the sweeps. The blood spurts are generally easy to avoid. You don't want to get hit by them at all. Frenzy is a factor when it comes to that. Oh. I didn't have enough stamina to actually make full use of that. Gotta be careful for this part now. It will start playing. Yeah, that flying charge is probably the worst thing to contend with. You can get hit on the initial thing and the bounce, which is bad. Yeah, I ain't getting hit by that. Oh, and here comes a call beyond. Yep, you can use a call beyond as well. You definitely don't want to get hit. Uh-oh. God damn it. Damn it. Oh my god. All beyond. Alright. There isn't many opportunities that are good get attacks off in its 3rd phase. Because it changes up its attacks very regularly. It starts doing charges a lot, it does the flying charge. Oh, there's a call beyond. Just take the attack rate and get more safe. I would have been very upset with myself if I got hit by that. I don't have many bullets left, so I gotta make use of this where I can. Missed the head. Gotta keep up them dodges. It does 3 volleys, so if you can manage this... Oh. Ah, fudge. That's not good, that's not good. Ooh. If I could have charged that, I would have gotten a lot more damage on. You just gotta get some distance. just looking for one good opportunity. I think I might have it. Yes! Alright. Whew! And as your reward, you get the Great Isis Chalice, which is that's the final chalice that you can get from beating a boss. This altar has one purpose, which isn't going to be for a little bit of time. Oof. That was rough. But not bad. It only took me 3 tries. That's pretty good. Having a weapon that does good bolt like that comes in very handy in a fight like that. Ooh, yeah. I expected the durability to be a lot lower, honestly. Yeah, we've reached the point of the game where, even beating a boss like that, it's not really going to be enough to level us up. So, for the Lauren Chalice and the Isis Chalice, you pretty much need high ritual materials to use either of them. Especially the Isis Chalice. Requires a lot of high ritual blood, arcane haze, which there is a tool that you can get more arcane haze from. So you pretty much need to do, like, the first Temeru Chalices to get to the next portions, to get better materials. You can get the Hinter Tomb one, and then go to the Lauren Chalice to go to the Isis Chalice. It's just a chain. You can get them, but you're not going to be able to use them until you go through the first couple. Oh yeah, I wonder what the Cosmic Eye thing gave us. Oh, the Rosemariness. Yeah, that's right, I forgot about that. Yeah, that's the Cloud of Mist that does arcane. It's expensive, and it is good if you're doing a high arcane build. Let me get the Crow Feather Guard. At least parts of it. Not really anything else I can use right now. Oh, okay, so doing pretty well. Yeah, the Altar of Despair. So you got all of the lanterns for the Yharnam headstone. So the next portion that I can do is, I only have 2 places to go right now, and that's Canehurst and the Old Hunters. And I guess Canehurst is due for a trip. You gotta go to the Forbidden Woods now. Oh wait, not the Forbidden Woods. No, I don't want to go back there. I have no need of going back there. Oh, that reminds me. Yeah, also beating Murgo gives you another umbilical cord. So that is the 3rd one that I have gotten. So I will end up getting the secret ending. Or as people would like to call it, the proper ending. Yeah, I don't want to go to the Forbidden Woods. This place sucks. I don't want to see any more of it. Put the auger back on now. Even though Priest is dead. Air quote dead. These things don't truly die. Yeah, so that's the Crow Feather Garb. It looks pretty nice. But I still like the Tomb Prospector outfit. It's just become one of my favorite sets. Okay. Yeah, we want to go to Hemwick Charnel Lane. Canehurst is an interesting area, to say the least. Pretty much, you know, entirely filled with, it's the home of the Vile Bloods, and the church pretty much went to Canehurst and purged the whole lot of them, with the exception of its queen, who cannot die. So that's the reason why the queen exists, even though she has no subjects. Yeah, I'm not bothering with these, it's just a waste of time. So, that, like, pillar in the middle is where we want to go. And initiate a cutscene here. Ignoring the fact that there's executioners around and... We're gonna take that carriage. Yep, Canehurst will be the last optional area of the game. Home to the best blood-tinged weapons, like the Chikage, the Chikage. It's pretty much just for the Chikage. That's arguably one of the best weapons that you can get in the game. I've used it a couple of times. It is good. You have to be... It has a unique feature where its blood version will slowly sap your health while you use it. But on the on hand, if you don't use the blood form, it has good skill scaling, so you can just use it as a regular sword. Pretty much its blood form, you two-handed, it starts doing blood damage then. Hence the blood tinge, you know, part of it. Here it is, Castle Canehurst. Wouldn't be a FromSoft game if we didn't have a snowy area. Although, to be fair, this is one of the better snow areas that they put in. Because all the other ones are pretty much either just bad or kind of blah. Well, there's the lantern. Now it begins. Numbing mist. And here's the enemies that we first encounter. Blood ticks. Loaded big-ass bastards. Blood-tinged gemstones. Yep. So this area is exclusively just mostly blood-tinged stuff. Yeah. Just blood-tinged, and that's it. There is a hunter tool in here, the Executioner's Gloves. It's okay. I'm not a fan of it. It's one of those other ones where it's not worth the effort of, you know, how much you put into it. And our favorite enemies, the worms. These guys can do a lot of damage, so they're not to be underestimated, especially if you have to fight multiple of them at one time. It just winds up being a nightmare. They are a little difficult to stagger too, so they can tank a couple of hits from them. Okay. Oh, wonderful. Ah, yeah, they're everywhere. Well, that was one. Well, at least I can kill him relatively quickly. Yeah, there's a lot of stupid. Thankfully, this is one of the better weapons to deal with them. But they're still absurd amounts. There's still more. All that for a gemstone. You could just technically run in there and just grab it, but you more than likely are just going to get hit by all of them at once and die. That's the only spot where you have to deal with them, thankfully, so you don't have anything to worry about as far as, you know, them being a recurring enemy in this area. That's the same way with these blood ticks, too. They only appear in this first part, and then after that, you don't see them for the rest of the level. These things can also appear in the Chalice dungeons, too. If you kill an enemy with a visceral attack, sometimes you can come back to that area and there will be a blood tick there. This is like an excess amount of blood, so it just attracts them or something, I guess is the logic of it. And a lot of these blood tinged things. Numbing mist, yeah, pretty much pointless. You actually can use those on NPC hunters so they can't heal, but chances are you're gonna throw it at them and they're just gonna dodge because, you know, the game's smart and knows not to fall for that stuff. Yep, it uses its tongue at you. And that is a big one over there. So you can sometimes find a fat blood tick or a skinny one like this. Oh wow, more numbingness. They are, however, not harder to kill. It just blows up in a large amount of blood. They're actually a little easier because they're slow because they're so fat. It's just funny, it just explodes. Oh yeah, and then the door just kind of opens for you. Oh, we're in the castle now. Ah, yeah, that's right. So, these enemies don't bother you unless you actually take the stuff. Then these ghost ladies will appear and you have to fight them. Because you're stealing from the castle. I guess it's because this is an arcane weapon, it does a little more to them, because normally a regular weapon doesn't do quite as much damage to them. That's why I would use the Punishes in other cases. But this seems to be doing pretty well, so I don't have to have that on all the time. You'll be dealing with a lot of these stupid things. So you get used to seeing ghost ladies everywhere, because they're going to be the main enemy in this area, unfortunately. Yep, there's the Rider Polish. It's the rapier with a gun built into it. And these are like butler guys. You can just kill them off too. You don't have to deal with them either. can get easily surrounded by these things if you're not paying attention. Enough of them can do a good amount of damage to you. Eh, whatever. Oh, bloodstone chunk. Yeah, you can get a couple from here, so that's not, you know, a bad thing to completely case the joint. I don't think these ghosts drop anything either, so don't expect much to kill them. Noble dress. So yeah, that's the dress that Ariana wears. You go with her shoes if you want to cosplay as her for whatever reason. Tell you what, you ain't getting in here with them shoes. You know, that would be like a real, like, kick in the nuts if, like, to get into Castle Canehurst, you would have to, like, wear Ariana's outfit, because Ariana's, like, a weird descendant of the Queen of the Vile Bloods, or she's related to her somehow. That would be funny, to dress up as a woman. Oh yeah, these are vampire enemies, too. The other enemy that you can fight in this place besides ghosts and butlers. You'll see them perched up on places in some cases. They're not too bad, but they have this double grab attack that they can hit you with. And if you do enough damage to them, they can fall on their back and it's easier to kill them. Yep, like that. I wasn't paying attention because I was expecting one to drop down. Yeah. You have a decent amount of health that won't kill you, so it's not, you know, it's not like getting eaten by a Breedis where you know you're just flat out gonna die. Yeah, that's one using the Rider Polish. They'll start having weapons now in this next part. The main part of Castle Canehurst really isn't that. Dealing with the blood ticks area can be harder than just going through the place in general. Because the ghosts aren't that strong and the vampires are kind of easy to deal with. So this isn't the hardest place to go through, it's just... Oh, the Executioner Garb. Yeah, that's another good armor set. There's a decent amount of physical resistances mixed with arcane. What's this? Vile Blood Register. Yeah, that's... You know, so at the end, there's like, you know, a group you can join. Obviously, you can become a Vile Blood if you want. And that's like a registry of like all the Vile Bloods if you play online. That sort of thing. If you do that sort of thing. So that's the shortcut I just triggered, so if I were to die, I would just come back here. Or ghosts. Boy, I love fighting ghosts. A lot of people say that Canehurst is their favorite place. I mean, I understand it's a cool location, but the enemy variance is just awful in here. You have short butler people, a shit ton of ghosts, and some vampire-like enemies. It's just not a fun area to go through. It's cool to look at, but it just sucks as far as, like, it's just boring. It honestly just reminds me of going through New Londo in Dark Souls 1, where you just have nothing to fight but those ghosts. At least that you need to transient curses to interact with them. Here, you just beat them down until they dissipate. So it's just a slog fest. And I'll be getting into the area where the butlers will be starting to throw stuff at you now. More crime, so, you know what that means, folks. It means more ghosts somewhere. Oh, that's the screaming one. Yeah, the screaming ghosts are a little different. Not by a whole lot, though. Well, at least I got my blood vial count back up. Bloodstone chunk. Nice. More of them is always a good thing. Yeah, so this is a weird area you can go through here. Out the window, you can drop down. That's not the only thing that's here, though. It's, you drop down this next part here. There's vampires. Wow, that was tough. Oh, wow, and drops twin shards, too. Yeah. Ah, more ghosts. Ooh. Oh, that's the headless one. So, yeah, they're a little different in the fact that they have, like, this, like, weird screech that it does. I'm pretty sure it does, yeah, it binds you if, you know. It's especially bad is if you get caught by that and there's a bunch of the other ghosts around you and you'll pretty much just get stabbed. But they're pretty easy to dispatch. They take one less hit than the regular. Now here's the thing, I don't know what that symbol actually means. I've gone through this place a ton of times and I just still don't understand what it does. Those butler guys hit you with a dart and it just puts that symbol on you. Yeah, there's the executioner gloves. That is an item that it summons like floating skulls, like homing skulls that can do arcane damage to enemies. It's okay. Like most of the damaging tools, it's really not that good. Yeah, the Night Garb. Night Garb is good for one thing only. Blood defense. It looks cool though, so it gets a pass. I mean, look at this. It's freaking awesome. Now the next part over here, there's another walkway we can go to. You can go all the way over here. If you look up, there's a vampire. I'm pretty sure there's 2 of them for some reason. And get down there. I'm tired of waiting around for it. Why did I have the feeling that there was 2? I don't know, maybe there was, and it fell or something? I don't know. It's one of those weird areas where you just feel like there's going to be another enemy that's going to pop out and just screw you over. So this is the area that we wanted, was to flip this switch here. Just strictly for this. This is the ladder we are looking for. Takes us up to the next part. I forget what's in here. Oh yeah. Blood, you know, blood-tinged gemstone. I'm pretty sure there's an item all the way at the end of this, you know, library, round rotunda area. So I'm just gonna do a quick run around here. Oh, wait a minute. Well, shoot. I think that was one of those things that drops bloodstone chunks or whatever. Oh well. Well, I got my exercise in, so, you know, it was worth it, I guess. We're nearing the end up here. Ooh, that's red-eye vampire. You know, that means it's a little tougher. Oh. That's where there are 2 of them. Ooh. It's okay. It's not gonna kill me. Ow. That was rude. Knight's wig. Oh yeah, you can go full night mode and have a shitty wig on for whatever reason. Yeah, this next part's a little tricky. You gotta make some strategic drops. Alright. Okay, next area. I got Bolt Hunter's Mark. We're pretty much near the end here. Next part up is the boss. I would go back, but I just don't feel like traversing through again, so I'm just gonna take my chances and, you know, throw myself right into it. This is another one of the more interesting bosses of the game, and it is, of course, optional. So this boss is Martyr Logarius, which is Alfred, the Executioner's master. There's an interesting reason as to why you're going to fight him here. attacks that do a good amount of arcane damage, so having some good arcane damage definitely a must. Yeah, that like the exploding skulls, so if you get close, he has a good chance of hitting you, so you jump away and get some distance. Oof. I think we're going into the next portion of the fight. Yep, he starts becoming a lot more combat heavy in the second point. However, there is an important thing to know. Oh shit, where'd he go? I lost sight of him there. Yeah, that's not good. When he does that, his spectral blades will start chasing after you. You can shoot the sword with your gun, though, to destroy it. I feel it would be a good idea. You can, in fact, parry him in the second portion, which is very, very good. However, sometimes the bullets just go right over him. I don't know why. It just does. Get rid of that sword over there. So, taking that into consideration, you gotta be a little careful as to how you approach him with the gun, because it's not always reliable, because it can just completely whip the shot. A little too early. Oh shit. Man, he just keeps hitting me with that. Ah. At least I destroyed it. Oh. Damn it. No. God damn it. Ah. That was close. Damn it. Now I'm gonna have to traverse my way back up through a friggin' stupid library. Logarius can be one of the tougher bosses that you face in the main game. However, if you're careful enough in his first phase, you know, avoiding all of his arcane attacks, and you can manage to avoid, you know, most of the blade damage if you can shoot his sword out of the ground. It pretty much just becomes like a melee contest then, but on occasion he'll surprise you. Alright, now here I'm just gonna like try to like note my way past all these ghosts. Or maybe not. At least carve my way through the initial herd of them, so I can get up the ladder. You can sometimes get lucky and just get up without them bothering you, but sometimes, like you just saw, you know, they'll just knock you off. Alright. Back up I go. I'm just gonna ignore the vampires because they're not worth my, investment at this point. this is the path you have to go through every time. I almost just fucked it up there too, so that would have been bad. Alright. The terrain is also good for avoiding those too. You can knock them out of that big one if you get up there quick enough. We'll try to... Basically what the Executioner's Glove does, except you don't get as many. You can get some easy hits on them there, but you're going to have to back up out of the Oh, the bullet went over. Come on, get out of the corner. Oh, I hit him and I'm not going to be able to follow up. Or I'm not. Actually avoided it. Nope. Got you this time, old man. Ooh. Yeah, that one went right over his head. So did that one. Alright, that worked out pretty well. Yeah, you can't over-rely on trying to parry him because your bullets will fail you when you need them the most. Alright. Yeah, there's a little bit of a interesting thing with this now. So, yeah, that's the lantern. Yeah, the Crown of Illusions. So it looks like this is the end of the area. However, you have to put on the crown that he was wearing. And approach this, and it initiates a cutscene. That's the only purpose of that crown. Is to dispel this illusion.
Visitor, I claim no subjects, but here lieth our throne. Kneel afore us, get thee gone.
So yeah, that's the Queen of the Vile Bloods. And there's another item in here that I need to pick up. Ah, there it is. Unopened summons. Now, that you can give to Alfred the Executioner so he can come to Canehurst. And that completes his quest then. We're gonna go talk to the Queen here. You have to kneel before her or else she'll get pissed at you.
Visitor. Moon-scented hunter. I am Annalise, Queen of Castle Canehurst. Ruler of the Vile Bloods. And sworn enemy of the Church. Yet, our people are murdered. And we are prisoner to this wretched mask. What is it thou art in search of?
Yeah, you can swear an oath to the Vile Bloods here if you want.
An odd hunter thou art indeed. We've tired of these piteous nights. Share in our plight. And take oath against the Church. If thou wouldst this path walk, I prithee, partake of my rotted blood. Very well, drink deep of our blood. Feel the spreading corruption. Now, thou art too a vile blood, we too. The very last on this earth.
Yeah, so you get a Covenant rune and the Canehurst badge if you... Oh, and you also get this gesture too.
We await thy return for the honor of Canehurst.
So now, the whole point of Logarius being there is that he could not kill Annalise, and he put a mask on to, I think, suppress her abilities somehow. And he basically stood guard in front to make sure nobody could get to her, because since he couldn't kill her, he stood guard to make sure nobody else could get to her, so she couldn't make more Vile Bloods. So that was the whole purpose of him being there, was so you couldn't get to... that nobody could ever become a Vile Blood, and they won't be a problem anymore. Blood echoes here. So if you really wanted to, corruption is you can get healing when you're near death, which is it's friggin' worthless. It's not good at all.
Gammon awaits you. Go.
Yes, yes.
Very well.
Let me level up here.
Farewell, good hunter. May you find your...
Might as well spend the rest on blood vials. Okay, I didn't actually intend on doing Canehurst at all in this run. Well, not this run, but this stream. But since the other two went so well, I might as well have done it. Now we're gonna do one last thing. Is we gotta go back to the Nightmare of Mensis. We gotta finish up one last loose end. And then we'll be done. And then after that, all I have to do is the Old Hunters, and oh, that's gonna be fun. I mean, that is my favorite part of doing this, is to get back to the Old Hunters, but this is where my good luck is going to hit an end. Because the Old Hunter bosses, with the exception of one, make all the other ones look like children by comparison. I mean, the bosses I struggled with the most is technically Amygdala and Abretus, and they're both optional bosses. Logarius is an optional boss too, and I only died once to him, and I was close the first time. So, yeah, the old hunters, that's gonna knock that mark right off the earth. Oh, of course I can parry that one like nothing now. Alright, where we want to go is we want to go into this cage over here. This cage wasn't here before, so we're gonna go down now. You can go down here after the Brain of Mensis is dropped. We're gonna... oh, there we are. Oh, no. Yeah, switch. Yeah, we need to make a contact gesture for this. Oh, that's a block or something. So this is, yeah, this is a very dark place. But there is something down here. As soon as I figure out where exactly it is you need to go. There's no landmarks or anywhere down here. Ah, there it is. I see you. That's the Brain of Mensis in all of its glory. Ugh. Nasty thing. Look at it. It's ugly, isn't it? Alright, so what we're gonna do here is if you use the make contact gesture in front of it and stay there for about a minute. How the hell anybody figured this out is beyond me. Because I didn't know about this at all for the longest while. Alright. Yep, you get the third tier of the Moon Rune. Alright, now that that's done, now we gotta kill it. Yeah, it's got a lot of health. It does not do anything, though. Yeah, you will be here for quite a while. Let me see if the conscript does more. Not really. Nope. Significantly less. Yeah, you'll be here for a little bit whittling this thing down, but it doesn't fight back, so... Come on. There we are. Now, that item there is Living String. It is... You can only obtain one of these, and that's only from the brain itself. That is a component for the final Chalice dungeon. If somehow you manage to lose that, you can buy another one from the fountain with insight. But you do need to, however, kill the brain first before doing that. So even though I don't plan on using the doing the Chalice dungeon for this, it was, you know, enough of an interesting thing to go do. Now I have no reason to come back here at all. I don't know why I just didn't use the Hunter Mark from the beginning, but, eh. Well, that pretty much wraps up this part. Was able to get the 3 endgame areas out of the way. The only thing I have left to do is the old hunters and finish the story. So, yep, that's the end of this round. Next time I will start the old hunters, and that's when things are going to go extremely south. So, stay tuned and tune in for more next time.